In this video, we are going to add and subtract rational expressions whose denominators are opposites. Now remember, mathematically, opposites a and negative a look like you would see here, but you can also think about negative a as being negative 1 times a. So just remember that, you can rewrite negative a as negative 1 times a, and sometimes that can be very helpful. Now, let's take a look at how we would add or subtract these rational expressions when these are opposites. Well, and like any fractions, we need common denominators. So we need to get them to be a match. So how could we do that? Well, technically, what we can do is if you multiply a fraction on top and bottom by the same thing, you don't hurt the fraction, change the fraction, you keep it its same value. So let's multiply through by negative 1. If we do that, you'll see that now we have switched that denominator to match. Now, what's great about this is we can think about subtracting a negative is the same as adding. So we really just now can add up the tops. 2 plus 3 is 5. So it would be 5 over n. Now let's do one that looks a little more complicated. Now here, this is an idea that can be a little bit strange. A minus b and b minus a are opposites. So b minus a is the same as negative 1 times a minus b. So when we're asked in this example to add or subtract the rational expressions, and one has a denominator of x minus 5 and the other has a denominator of 5 minus x, well, technically, they're opposites. So we can do it pretty easily as long as we use that negative 1 to our advantage. So what do I mean? Well, let's multiply the top and the bottom of the right fraction by negative 1 so that we can use this fact to our advantage. If we multiply the bottom by negative 1, it does turn that subtraction to match the x minus 5 because our 5 would become the negative quantity and our x would become the positive. But our 3 changes sign. So you'll notice that our 3 was positive and now it becomes a negative. So that becomes then just a subtraction of 7x and 3, or you can just rewrite the negative in the middle. Either one works just fine because if we're adding a negative, you're really subtracting. However you end up writing it, you end up getting a 7x minus 3 on top and an x minus 5 on the bottom. Let's look at one more. Same thing, we're asked to add fractions, our denominators don't match. Think of how you can get them to match. Well, again, these are opposites. So if I take, usually you take the one that the x is negative and you multiply through top and bottom by negative 1. But look what happened. Now they match. So now we can just add these two expressions together. So I've listed them out here so you can see what we get initially. Now, if we go ahead and combine those like terms, that 2x and negative 6x make us a negative 4x in the center. So then we have 3x squared minus 4x minus 4. Now, you always want to check for a trinomial like this quadratic. Could it factor again? Well, indeed it does. If you break it apart to get 3x squared here, negative 4 here, and the negative 4 in the middle. Now, why do you get the negative 4 in the middle? Well, you get a negative 6x if you multiply the outer terms, and then a positive 2x if you multiply the inner terms, and then you get this negative 4x. So that's how it simplifies. Now, once you have factored it, look for any factors that can cancel out. So we know that the x minus 2's can go ahead and cancel. So our final answer is 3x plus 2. So that is how you add and subtract rational expressions whose denominators are opposites. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.